As the global music industry enters 2026, anticipation surrounding BTS's next group activities continues to intensify. While official details remain limited, one narrative has already taken shape across international media outlets. At the center of that narrative stands Jungkook. From major entertainment publications to industry-focused analyses, global media has increasingly spotlighted Jungkook as a key figure ahead of BTS's next chapter. This attention is not based on speculation alone, but on a visible pattern of influence, consistency, and cultural reach that has defined his career in recent years. The focus on Jungkook reflects more than curiosity. It reflects expectation. Global media coverage does not shift focus without reason. In the case of Jungkook, journalists and analysts point to a combination of factors: his proven solo success, his cross-market appeal, and his role within BTS as both a performer and a symbol of growth. As BTS prepares to resume or expand group activities, media outlets view Jungkook as a bridge between eras, connecting the group's established legacy with its evolving future. This positioning has made him a frequent reference point in articles discussing what comes next for BTS. One recurring theme in international coverage is Jungkook's solo trajectory. Media analyses consistently reference the sustained performance of his solo releases, highlighting how they resonated across diverse markets without relying on heavy localization. This success is often framed as evidence of Jungkook's ability to operate within the global pop ecosystem. As a result, journalists frequently describe Jungkook as a benchmark, an artist whose individual achievements set expectations for how BTS might be received in its next phase. This framing does not diminish the group's collective strength. Instead, it emphasizes how individual growth strengthens the whole. Earlier in BTS's career, media narratives often centered on the group as a unified phenomenon. Individual members were acknowledged, but rarely positioned independently in global trend discussions. That has changed. In coverage leading into 2026, Jungkook is increasingly described as a global artist in his own right, someone whose presence extends beyond group identity while remaining deeply connected to it. This shift in narrative reflects maturity, both in Jungkook's career and in how global media engages with K-pop artists. The language used by global media reveals much about expectations surrounding Jungkook. Rather than focusing on hypothetical outcomes, articles often emphasize readiness, influence, and continuity. Jungkook is described as well-positioned, globally established, and central to future direction. Such language signals confidence rather than curiosity. It suggests that media outlets are not questioning whether Jungkook will matter in BTS's next activities, but how his presence will shape them. Media coverage does not exist in isolation. It reflects and amplifies audience sentiment. As articles spotlight Jungkook, global audiences respond through engagement, sharing, commenting, and revisiting his past work. This feedback loop reinforces media attention, creating a sustained focus that extends beyond announcement cycles. For many fans and casual listeners alike, Jungkook's name becomes a familiar entry point into discussions about BTS's future. As global media looks ahead to BTS's next group activities, Jungkook is frequently framed as a symbol of the group's evolution. This framing is not accidental. Jungkook debuted as the youngest member of BTS and grew up in front of a global audience. Over time, that journey has come to represent growth, discipline, and adaptability, qualities that also define BTS as a group. Media narratives often use Jungkook's development as a shorthand to explain BTS's broader transformation. His progression from a young performer to a globally recognized solo artist mirrors the group's rise from a K-pop act to a worldwide cultural force. In this sense, spotlighting Jungkook becomes a way for media to contextualize BTS's past, present, and future in a single figure. Industry analysts have played a key role in shaping the narrative around Jungkook ahead of BTS's next activities. Rather than speculating on specific musical directions or concepts, analysts focus on structural expectations. They point to Jungkook's international appeal, adaptability to different markets, and familiarity with global pop standards as factors that may influence BTS's positioning moving forward. These observations remain cautious and data-driven. Analysts emphasize that BTS's strength lies in collective synergy, while noting that Jungkook's experience adds strategic depth as the group prepares to re-enter the global spotlight. Global media discussions often highlight Jungkook's role in expanding BTS's reach beyond traditional boundaries. His solo work introduced BTS's sound and image to new audiences who may not have previously engaged with the group's catalog. As BTS prepares for its next phase, media outlets suggest that Jungkook could act as a bridge, bringing these new listeners into the group's ecosystem. This potential crossover effect is frequently cited as one of the most significant factors in why Jungkook remains central to coverage ahead of group activities. One recurring theme in media analysis is balance. Jungkook's strong individual identity raises questions about how solo success integrates into group dynamics. Global media, however, generally frame this as a strength rather than a challenge. Articles emphasize that BTS has historically thrived when members grow individually and return stronger to the group. Jungkook's evolution is therefore seen as complementary to BTS's identity, not competitive with it. This narrative reassures audiences that the spotlight on Jungkook enhances, rather than overshadows, the group as a whole. Another point frequently noted by global media is the strategic silence surrounding BTS's next steps. Despite intense interest, official details remain limited. Media outlets interpret this restraint as intentional, allowing anticipation to build organically rather than through constant updates. Within this silence, Jungkook's name continues to surface, not through official statements, but through contextual analysis. His past interviews, performances, and public image provide enough material for discussion without crossing into unfounded speculation. This careful balance maintains credibility while sustaining global attention. Beyond industry analysis, media coverage also reflects audience psychology. Jungkook's presence evokes familiarity and trust. For longtime fans, he represents continuity. For newer audiences, he serves as an accessible entry point into BTS's broader narrative. Media outlets often reference this dual appeal when explaining why Jungkook attracts disproportionate attention ahead of group activities. His name resonates across demographics, regions, and levels of fandom. This psychological connection strengthens media focus and audience engagement alike. One notable aspect of current coverage is tone. International media, reporting on Jungkook ahead of BTS's next activities, tends to be measured and respectful. Rather than sensational headlines, articles emphasize context, trajectory, and influence. This tone reflects Jungkook's established reputation. Having moved beyond novelty, he is now discussed as a serious artist whose actions carry weight within the industry. Such coverage reinforces his position as a central, credible figure in discussions about BTS's future. The global music landscape in 2026 is defined by rapid change, digital dominance, and short attention cycles. Against this backdrop, Jungkook's image stands out for its stability. Media narratives frequently highlight his consistency, both musically and professionally. This reliability positions him as an anchor point in conversations about BTS's next chapter, in an industry where unpredictability is common. Jungkook's steady presence becomes an asset. Media attention at this stage serves a specific purpose. It shapes public expectation before any official release. It frames how audiences will interpret BTS's next moves, and it establishes key figures to watch as the narrative unfolds.